what's popping out? Welcome to another video. I took 3 trades today. We're going to do a trade recap, what I did right, what I did wrong, and breaking down each trade that I took. So coming into the day, I was very hesitant on a bias. I wanted to be bullish, but I also wanted to be bearish based off of just what the news sentiment was. The reason I wanted to be bullish was because of this hourly SMT fair value gap that we had, and then we were also respecting Asia dealing range. And I also figured since this week was so bullish, we were likely to see a reaction and a continuation to end the week off, since today is Thursday. Now that is not what we got. Excuse me. So the first trade I ended up taking was right here, I believe. So, well, first I avoided 2 trades. I avoided this trade right here, and I also avoided this trade, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Once we were kind of showing more bullish structure, I was like, all right, we're probably not going to continue to sell off. I think we're going to flip bullish, because at first coming into the morning, I was waiting for some type of reaction to see a sell-off. That's not what we got. As y'all can see, we ended up just pumping the whole morning without really any sponsor or structure. So I wanted to see some type of stop hunt before we went long. And as y'all can see, we had all these stack lows here, which is why I never entered long. We inversed the opening gap twice, on the daily and then the weekly. And these are 2 obviously potential long opportunities. I didn't take them just because of the fact that we had so much resting sell side down here. And I had a gut feeling, I guess, that we were probably going to end up taking that prior to taking the data high. As y'all can see, we did end up rejecting. So I avoided 2 losses right there with the target of the data high. Now, the first trade I ended up taking came right here at 9:54. I'll show you. We inversed this 30-second. I went short. I wanted to see us come and target this untapped 5-minute that had these relative equal lows resting beneath it as well. Now, I wasn't profit on this trade, as y'all can see, but the trade ended up reversing on me. Now, once we ended up pulling back and rejecting from the inversion, and then we inversed this 15-second, I did end up tightening my stop, which was smart of me to do. I tightened my stop to this low, to this high right here, and as y'all can see, ended up getting stopped out a couple seconds after. So from there, I was kind of waiting. The second trade I took came right once we inversed this 30-second. Ended up entering long right here because ES was still holding the 5-minute, and NQ ended up failing to actually tap into this, and we had an SMT at this low. ES did tap into this 5-minute, so I figured, all right, SMT for value gap, inversion, traded back above the opening gap. Probably gonna look to see data highs now, so I took this trade right here with my stop at this low, wanting to see the data high. As y'all can see, I got chopped up, never got that, and I ended up taking one more trade after this. And that trade came right here. I'm lying. The trade came here. Once we got this inversion of this 15-second that we previously had respected, I ended up trying that back to the data lows just to kind of make some of my money back from the day. And as y'all can see, I ended up getting stopped out again. So 3rd loss of the day. I'm done. It does suck that today was such a choppy day and price wasn't moving as effectively. Now my trade copier actually malfunctioned, so I ended up losing on 2 out of my 3 accounts, more than I should have, which is very annoying. But luckily we still have them, and we still have the rest. Well, tomorrow and the rest of the month to recover and make that money back. So yeah, that was a breakdown of the trade I took today. What I did wrong, I would say, was really on that 3rd trade. I probably shouldn't even taken. I should have just got off after these first 2 losses. That 3rd trade, it's not a bad trade at all, but when the market is just chopping like this and you can just kind of see the efficiency in price, it's not really smart to continue to try to trade and touch that, especially when we're just moving back and forth. We have a strong draw on liquidity that's not being taken. Price is really just toying right now. So this loss right here could have been avoided, and this is where my copier malfunctioned. So if I would have never taken that 3rd trade, I would have been fine. But yeah, going forward, I usually do stick to 3 trades max per day, but I'm probably just shorten that down to 2 trades max. If I take more than 2 losses, then I'm gonna just call it a day. And that's probably the main thing because I was very patient. I don't think any of the trades I took were bad. Relative equal lows, untapped imbalance, rejecting off the opening gap, inversed two imbalances. I could have taken this first inversion, but I wanted to wait to make sure that this would be inversed as well. So I waited extra, got extra confirmation. Didn't play out. We also rejected from CE of this wick right here, another confluence. So it's just like, it's a tragic, setup, tragic opportunity, but you live and you learn though. So yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I think that's everything. No more than 2 trades a day, and that's really it. Just identify conditions better. So yeah, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out. All right, y'all. So I did end up taking one more trade, just because this was pretty textbook and I wanted to see if it would play out. I took it with low size, ended up putting me back at break even on the day, so pretty happy with that. But this was a trade I took to the data high. It is a rejecting off the daily opening gap, changing the state plus a inversion. Very simple. Once we got above the opening gap, I went break even, and took all off at the data high. That is my trades from today, and I'm now break even instead of at a loss. So pretty happy, pretty blessed, pretty lucky. So that's that. Catch you on the next one.